Hey guys, Sean Bodley here to take you through a bit of a demo of a new guitar that I bought. This is a Solar guitar, and if you haven't heard of Solar guitars, it's probably because they haven't been around for very long, only a couple of years. I think maybe 2017 they came to be. The company's owned by a Swedish guitarist named Ola Englund.
What's up everyone, I'm Ola Englund.
Ola is the guitarist for the bands Feared, The Haunted, previously 6 Feet Under, and he's a metal guy. So basically the Solar guitar brand, if you jump on their website and have a look, they are aimed at metal guitarists. If you look at their artist roster, it's just a who's who of metal bands, which is pretty awesome. So if you know anything about my music and what I play, I'm not really a metal guy. So why did I buy this guitar? Basically just the shape and the design kind of intrigued me, so I thought, you know, I'll give it a shot and order one and see whether I like it or not. So we'll go through that in a sec as to how I sort of feel about this guitar. But first up, let me just talk you through the process of actually buying this guitar. I know a lot of people are a bit freaked out about purchasing guitars from overseas. There is I guess a dealer for Solar guitars in New Zealand. There is a guy who brings them into the country. He also brings in Chapman guitars and other few, different brands like that. What I've found though is that the stock is generally old stock, and they won't bring in new models until they sell the old models. And there's quite a high markup on the price. So the Chapman guitars, the Solar guitars that are brought into New Zealand are a lot more expensive than if you just bought directly from Chapman or through Anderton's, or with Solar guitars you can buy them directly from their website and they will ship to New Zealand, Australia, all over the place, which is really good. So basically I jumped online, paid for it with a credit card, and it was here within 6 days, which is pretty good, pretty quick. It was packaged well, double box, so you had the guitar box on the inside, covered in that sort of white foamy sort of stuff that they have, and well protected, and then another box on the outside. It traveled via UPS, so I was able to track it all the way from when they sent it, paid my customs fees, came into the country, arrived, no problems. So yeah, no problems dealing with Solar again. They were great. So this guitar, if you look at the color, obviously very, very bright. This color in particular is called Lemon Neon Matte. So it's a matte finish, no gloss. Now if you compare it to the RG550, I did a video of that a little while ago, the Desert Yellow one, which I happen to have here. So let me just grab that. So let's compare the colors here between these two. So there's your Desert Sun Yellow RG550, and this is your Lemon Neon Matte Solar guitar. So a little bit brighter, this one, which is pretty cool. And then you've also got the color on the back of the neck as well, which is pretty awesome. So, all right, pop that back. Okay, so the Solar guitars, I'll pop up a picture now. They come in a few different colors. Obviously being metal guitars, there's a bunch of different blacks and, that sort of thing. And also quite a nice new bright neon pink matte finish, which, yeah, I'm probably going to end up with one of those because I like my pink guitars. So this particular model is called the A model. So they do them in types, so the A type, the E type, the S type, different types of guitars with different cutaways and things like that. So this one's the A type, and then they do two main series, the 1 series and the 2 series. The 1 being the top of the line sort of premium ones that come with Evertune bridges and different pickup configurations and stuff like that, and then the 2 series, which is what this one is. So this is a 2.6, so series 2 6-string. Okay, now this particular color they also do in a Floyd Rose floating bridge, and they also do it in a 7-string version as well if you're into 7s. I was originally going to get a 7-string, but I thought I'd try out the 6 first and see if I liked it and then move on to the 7. So yeah, on their website they're constantly updating models and colors and things like that. So you can see by the look of it though, it's quite a modern design, you know, the reverse headstock, quite pointy and that sort of thing. So we'll zoom in closer in a second, have a look at this, you know, properly. But yeah, it was just one of those sort of impulse purchases, and I wanted to see if I liked it and, you know, give it a go. So yeah, let's zoom in, have a look at the guitar, and run over the specs, and then I'll talk you through what I'm going to do with it. Okay, so let's have a look at it. Okay, so you've got just the generic, you know, sort of hardtail bridge there, which is, you know, perfectly fine. The intonation's good, stays in tune, everything's brilliant. Cast black metal knobs, tone and volume, 5-way blade selector switch. Now I'm assuming, based on my sort of trying this out, that it's just your typical sort of positioning. You've got your bridge position, then maybe the inner coils, both pickups together, inner coil, and then you've got your neck pickup. The pickups are Seymour Duncan designed along with Ola, so they're called the Solar Duncan pickups. So you've got a Solar Duncan bridge pickup, Solar Duncan neck pickup. The body is mahogany, so mahogany guitar there. Down onto the neck, maple neck with ebony fingerboard. You've got the Solar logo at the 12th fret, which is pretty cool. Looks like some sort of weird crop circle. And nickel frets. And then just sliding the guitar along here, we'll have a look at this end. Reverse headstock, Solar tuners, and then you've got the engraved truss rod cover there as well. So we'll flip it over, have a look at the back. The cool thing I like about this guitar is that matte finish on the neck. It's pretty awesome. And it's neck through, so no bolt on, no plates, nothing there. String through the body design. These are input jack, or output jack, sorry. I always get that wrong, oh, terrible. And then up here, your tuners. Solar tuners. Awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to flip it back again, and let's just check out those frets. We can zoom on those a little bit. There we go. So, you know, pretty good fretwork. It's pretty happy with that. You got your fret markers on the top there. Now on the, I think on the 1 series, those are luminaires, so they glow in the dark, but just standard dots on this one. Okay, so that's the guitar up close. I'll pop some specs up on the screen so you can have a look and see, you know, just what they are. But yeah, overall I'm really happy with this guitar. It's very solid. It came out of the box needing the action lowered. It was a bit high for my liking, but you do get the Allen keys and all that kind of stuff, so it's just a case of adjusting the saddles and getting it the way I wanted. The neck is a C-shaped neck, so while it looks a lot like an Ibanez RG or that sort of body style, super strat style body, the neck itself feels like a thin sort of strat neck. It's not like a wizard neck like you'd get on an RG, so it's not super thin. It is flat, so I think it's like a 350mm radius. A gem or an RG is normally sitting around 400. So it's kind of in between a JS and a gem as far as the radius goes, but I would say the neck is like an earlier JS neck, so a little bit thinner than a Strat, but definitely not as thin as a Wizard neck, but super comfortable to play. So, you know, and I've got small hands and I struggle a little bit sometimes with gems and RGs just being that slightly wider at the nut and a slightly thinner neck. So this is kind of like in between that and a Strat, you know, and I'm used to, especially over the last year, playing more Strats and Tallies and that kind of thing. So, you know, super comfortable for me and nice to play, you know, no issues with any of it, like dead frets or buzzing or, you know, anything like that. It played really good straight out of the box after that setup. So, you know, super happy with it. So I did a bit of a search around online, and there's you know, a reasonable amount of videos on these guitars out there. Being that they're a metal type guitar, there's a lot of guys, you know, using high gain amps, doing demos with, you know, a lot of sort of rhythm work and, you know, metal videos basically. So I thought I'd do the opposite. I'm going to go through and demo some of the sounds on clean. And then, you know, just see, can you use this guitar for something other than metal? You know, can we play some blues on it and will it sound okay? So, you know, might have a bit of a blues jam, and then at the end I might do something a little bit more rock and metalish, bit of an improv, and yeah, put it through its paces and see what it sounds like. So that is the A2.6LN Lemon Neon matte from Solar Guitars, and I will put a link in the description below of where you can go check out the Solar guitars and yeah, try one out for yourself. So let's go through now and just demo some of the clean sounds on the various pickup selections. Okay, so I'm running through the Axe-Fx on a clean amp setting, and I'm using a little bit of reverb, a little bit of delay just to give it a bit of ambience. But we'll go through the different pickup selections, and I'll do a bit of picking, bit of strumming, so you can hear what this guitar sounds like on the clean positions. So here we are on the very bottom one. Okay, moving up to the second position. Okay, middle position. Okay, second from the top. And finally, the neck position. Okay, so that's running through all the different pickup options on the clean sound. The guitar holds tune pretty well. I know a lot of guys like to replace the tuners with some locking tuners, stuff like that. Yeah, for me, I don't think there's much need to do that. I haven't found it slipping or anything like that. The strings are still kind of newish, so they're kind of working their way in. But yeah, it is an option for people who prefer that kind of thing. One of the other things I should point out too is that this guitar has nickel frets, whereas I believe the 1 series you get stainless steel frets with those. I've owned guitars with stainless steel frets before, and For me, it's not a huge, it's not one of those things that I worry about too much, but I know it is important to some people. So, yep, I'm fine with nickel frets. I'm fine with non-locking tuners. I'm all good with that kind of stuff. So this guitar's great. So what I'm going to do now is try and have a bit of a jam along with a blues track and see if we can get this thing to do something that isn't metal. So let's give that a shot. So, does it do blues? It does a reasonable job, definitely. It's not a Telecaster, it's not a Strat, it's not, a Les Paul, that sort of thing. I'm sure, if you swap the pickups out to something, that suited that style of music a little bit more, then yeah, it would definitely slot in there. But it doesn't sound horrible, it does the job, and it's got some nice tones to it. But what I thought I'd do is go through now and play something a little bit more sort of hard rock, metal-ish, definitely lead stuff, because I'm not really a chugger or a genter. So we'll go through, do a bit of a lead thing now with something a little bit more rocky. I'm using a patch on the XFX that I downloaded off Axe Exchange that has a kind of an interesting doubled guitar kind of sound to it, so I'll give this one a go. But yeah, general overall thoughts on this guitar is it's amazing. I'm going to be using it for mainly for lessons where I'm teaching stuff like Metallica, Rage Against the Machine, more sort of rock metal style, but also for my own recordings on albums. I'm wanting to do some stuff this year that's a little bit heavier, so I may even look at it like a baritone, one of these, or a 7-string at some point, just because I haven't found a 7-string yet that I've been really happy with, as far as the necks go. So I might give one of these Solar guitars a go. So yeah, like I said earlier on, you can check out in the description a link to the website to check out these guitars and try one out for yourself. So here's something a little bit heavier.